What's the story? This is Terry Thatcher. I'm a professional wrestler from Ireland. Wrestled primarily for OTT and Phoenix Wrestling, and I've been asked to answer a few questions for James Nation here on YouTube. So let's get started. Question number one: when did you start training? I started training in 2005. I think about October 2005. Uh, Straight into the next question, actually. Where did you start wrestling training? I started wrestling training for IWW, Irish Whip Wrestling. It was based out of Holt in Dublin. Yeah, I started wrestling there around October 2005 when I got out of school and got a job so I could pay for training. Who trained you to wrestle? I was initially trained by the likes of Bam Catraz, Ballymon Browser, and Bingo Balance. There was also some others, Sean South, um, uh, Seamus when he was still over. He would occasionally take classes as well. Vic Viper, and we would occasionally have some guest seminars by the likes of Kid Cash and Tracy Smothers, and a few others as well. But yeah, that was the early days. That's who were training me. Then, as time moved on, I got into other promotions. I started being trained by the likes of Joe Cabray, the Amazing Insano, um, yeah, and just again some more seminars from the likes of Rhino, Scotty Too Hotty, Chris Masters, a few others, and then again as time went on, then from the likes of Mark Haskins and yeah, just several others. If there was other big seminars coming up, I'd jump in with them. Most recently, LJ Cleary been doing some training in the School of Irish Wrestling. Paddy Morrow, Sean Maxer, Martina, they've all been doing the training seminars, the training sessions in School of Irish Wrestling. So I've been under their tutelage. What was the first promotion you wrestled for? Was IWW. IWW, if you don't want to include the backyard wrestling promotion, OWA, which you shouldn't. You shouldn't. No one should ever include that. But no, the first proper promotion I worked for was IWW. I didn't really work for many other places back then because there was this unwritten rule that you couldn't work for anywhere else other than your training facility. So yeah, what is your finishing move? My finishing move is called a detachment. It's a running, spinning neck breaker. I think it was originated by AJ Styles. His is a lot more quicker and snappier. I do the big drawn out setup with the braces up, brace yourself, pull them back down. A common misconception is it's called the brace yourself. It's not. It's called the detachment. Um, yeah, it's commonly known as just he's hitting the brace yourself. But yeah, uh, decided to start doing that a while ago. I used to have a couple of different finishers. When I was Irish Dragon, I used to use either a super kick or a 450 splash. When I first started as Terry Thatcher, I was using a straight jacket chokehold and eat the feet. But yeah, it eventually transitioned to this, and it seems to do the job. Uh, who was your favorite person to wrestle? Um, I don't know. Like I've had a lot of favorites over the years. The likes of Ballymon Browser. I always enjoyed working with Ballymon Browser because um, he brought out a different side of me, especially back then. We would always have kind of tough matches, and we'd just go in and we beat the shit out of each other in the best possible way. So yeah, he brought out a tough side of me. I had some great matches with a guy called Mark Flanagan. He's currently wrestling in Canada as Adam Ace. He'll, he'll, uh, he'll not be happy that I forgot his name. But yeah, we had some great matches in main stage wrestling while he was under the name of Kenji. I had some great matches in DCW, Dublin Championship Wrestling, with the likes of Ryan Smile. Um, but I would say probably Mark Haskins is my favourite opponent, just because he elevated me to a different level. He really did here in OTT. Aside from Haskins, I've always enjoyed working with Martina. I've only ever had 3 singles matches with Scotty Davis, and all 3 of them have been superb. I've really enjoyed working with Scotty. The one time I got to work with Paddy Morrow was great. I'd love to do it some more. And I also really enjoyed working with Michael May. But I think out of everybody, if I had to pick, it would probably be Mark Haskins. What is your favourite match of yours? It's probably one of the matches with Mark Haskins. I would say the Contenders match with Haskins was probably my favourite, where we traded the GN Championship. I won the match, and then he immediately cashed in his golden contract and won it back. I just think I've never performed. I don't think I've ever performed better. I don't think I've ever felt more comfortable in my performance. I loved our return match, the one in Wrestle. I loved that match mainly because of the video package and the build up, and then the quality of the match as well. I think we'd really upped, because this was the 3rd time we'd been in the ring together, and by this stage we'd started kind of learning each other's movesets and learning how to counter each other. So I always love that with long running feuds. If the more matches you have, the more you learn from each other, and then you can dictate what the other person's going to do, or you can predict what the other person's going to do. But I think all in all, just from a personal standpoint, the Contenders match with Haskins is probably my favourite. I do have some close runner-ups, like winning the NLW Championship in the tournament final against Scotty Davis. Again, the video package, the match itself, the quality of the match, I really, really enjoyed it. And then, of course, the big match that kind of put me on the map here in OTT, the match with Jonah Rock, Contender 7. Still talked about today. It's probably the match I'm most remembered for. So that's definitely got to be up there. I have some earlier ones as well, but I think quality-wise, presentation, those 3 matches are at the top of the list. And finally, what is your wrestling character? I guess I'm kind of like the ultimate underdog. I'm a street fighting tough character, and hard to kill, I think will be accurate. But yeah, I'm a family man as well. I try to keep as real as possible when I'm speaking, when I'm doing promos. Like, I speak from the heart. I speak from real experiences. I draw from real experiences. I try not to do too many over-the-top wrestling promos. I try and keep it as real as possible. So yeah, you will notice I tend to not involve my family, but like mention them a lot. Mention real things that happen that are outside of wrestling. So yeah, I am a family man. I am a street fighter. I'm an ultimate underdog. So yeah, I don't know if that's really a character, but yeah, it's what I go with. I am the Temple Bar Bad Boy, by way of Kildare. Well, that's all the questions for today. So thanks very much. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to James Nation. He's a good lad. He comes to all the OTT shows. He's very, very positive. And yeah, he's a good dude. So subscribe, please. And thanks.